All right. Hey, thank you, Egan. Appreciate you didn't start us off with a PG-13 rating. All right. Well, here we are, guys. Session 56 of Adventures in Emathan. Welcome.
Thanks.
Thanks. Thanks for
All
having
right.
us.
It's good night. We'll wrap it up there.
Thank you for joining.
Yeah. All right, so we'll start off with an introduction of the characters, and Egan's just been chomping at the bit for this. So why don't you start us off tonight, Egan?
All righty. Douglan McKayne, ninth level Paladin, Oath of the Protector. And my power of the evening is I may have touched on this before, but you know what? We're
Probably.
running out of powers, guys. We need to level up soon. Am I right?
Yeah.
Anyway, is Revivify, which I hope to use on all of you tonight. Would you like me to explain Revivify? All right. Basically, if I can get to you within 1 minute after you've died or gone below zero, I can get you back. I do a special lay on hands, and then you come back with 1 HP. But I got to get to you within a minute, or it's lights out.
Permadeath.
Yeah. Revivify.
Revivify.
Well done.
Well, yes, exactly. Max, why don't you go next?
Yes, I'm Max. I play Kogaan, Dremnaufinstrunmah, Gold Dragonborn, Rune Knight Fighter. And I'm just going to talk about Second Wind, which is a very simple ability that I think sometimes fighters forget about that they have because you get it right away at the beginning of your fighter career. And it allows you to heal an amount of hit points equal to your fighter level. Wait, is it fighter level? Is a roll of the dice? I think it's your hit die D10 plus your fighter level in hit points you can roll back on a bonus action.
Sweet.
So it's pretty handy to just kind of top up. Maybe it gives you that extra hit to absorb in a bad battle and stuff like that. So yeah,
Excellent.
Second Wind.
Manny?
Me, I am Ronin. I'm a ranger. A swarm keeper ranger to be more specific. When I did level up earlier in the game, or kind of, sort of, I leveled up technically before I joined, which just got me caught up. But during that leveling up, I picked a feat called Piercer.
Yes.
It's a great little feat. I have penetrating precision, so precision with penetration. With
Well described.
Yes, in combat.
Eyebrows.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's for you, ladies. No,
You got the sharpest arrows in the quiver.
exactly right. Yeah, there's only one arrow, but it's sharp.
We just lost all of our lady viewers.
Yeah,
Damn.
absolutely. Yeah, there weren't any to begin with. Let's be honest. So basically, I can either increase my strength or just dexterity score by 1 to a maximum of 20, obviously, or alternatively, once per turn, when I hit a creature, if I can reroll one of the damage die. If, say, I got a 1 and I want to try for a better roll, I can reroll it, but I do have to keep the second roll. It hasn't really worked out for me so far. You turn a lot of 1s into 2s, but
Yeah.
better than nothing.
Extra damage is extra damage.
Yeah, and then also if I land a critical hit, I can actually roll an additional damage die, so it does deal just a touch more damage. So it's a nice little extra bit there. You know, it's nice when your big bad guy has like 1 or 2 hit points left and you can polish them off. So
Sweet.
yeah.
Nice. Excellent. Justin?
My name's Justin. I'm playing Aldric Darkwood. He's a urban bounty hunter, Warlock level 9. One of the things that's been navigating my character is my otherworldly patron, and that's something where I've struck a bargain with an otherworldly being, and I use a sort of meditation to ask them questions about what I should do and how I should proceed. And they are actually the whole reason I'm on this adventure at this point.
Yeah,
But it's
awesome.
good to be able to contact somebody about things.
Call a
Yeah.
friend.
Pick up the phone.
All right.
Classic.
I didn't have any notes about rule concerns from the last session, so we will get right into our session recap.
Cue the music.
Indeed, cue the music. All right. So as the last session began, it was late evening of the 4th day of the 3rd Trigon of Elok's influence. The party stood in the crucible of battle, steel clashing and magic erupting, locked in combat with the Iron Guardians of Havoc's lair. After initially pushing forward in their attack against the party, Havoc's horrors suddenly withdrew in an apparent attempt to defend the entrance to Havoc's portal chamber. This was in vain, as the party quickly broke their ranks with swift, decisive force, cutting them down before they could regroup further. Once inside, the party discovered a large magical portal filled with a swirling red mist, which they could not see through. An invisible wall of force kept the party from entering. In an attempt to gain access, the party investigated a crystal orb filled with a swirling red mist similar to that in the portal. Ronin approached the crystal orb and cautiously laid a hand upon it. A single word formed in his mind: passage. Wary of traps or curses, the group wisely asked Aztana, Havoc's mother, to touch the orb. When she did, the word passage formed in her mind. Like how I downplayed the using the old woman for, yeah, that's good. Speaking it aloud immediately dissolved the wall of force guarding the portal, opening the way beyond. Stepping through, the party emerged into Arkmith, a nightmare world filled with demonic and devilish inhabitants. Awaiting them was Havoc himself, a powerful tiefling wizard steeped in cruel ambition, guarded on either side by 2 vicious Howlers. Seeing his mother with the party, Havoc told the creature to return to Emathan, that he would deal with it once he returned. Much to the party's surprise, Aztana transformed from a frail old tiefling woman into a pale, hairless, vaguely humanoid creature known as a doppelganger, which quickly ran back through the portal. Havoc explained that, unlike Landis's efforts to use the Devil Star Diamonds to close any portals that opened into Emathan from Arkmith, he had used the diamonds to create a portal into Arkmith, a necessity to build a relationship with the world's inhabitants before they took over Emathan during the next gathering. The tieflings of Arkmith were slaves. Havoc hoped that he could keep this from happening once Arkmith took over Emathan, a fate he believed was inevitable. Next to Havoc, a large metal cage held a single being, shackled and hooded, concealing their identity. Could this be Landis? Before the party could react further, Havoc commanded the Howlers to launch an attack upon the party. The beasts launched forward without hesitation, engaging the party. In the chaos of the battle against the beasts, Douglan broke through the melee on his magical steed, galloping up to Havoc in hopes of finding an opportunity to deliver a strike against the mighty foe. Havoc dismissed Douglan, believing he would not be a threat. This was a fatal mistake, as Douglan dealt a heroic blow, carving Havoc open from head to heart with a single unstoppable stroke of his mighty halberd. The Howlers fell soon after. With Havoc dead and his defenses shattered, the party moved quickly to investigate the cage. Inside, they found that indeed the shackled being was Landis, their companion that they had traveled so far to rescue. Landis, with his usual dry sense of humor, inquired why it had taken them so long, as he had been growing bored with the situation. With Arkmith's demonic legions potentially all around them, the heroes gathered themselves. They hurried back to the portal, preparing to return to Emathan before even more vile creatures could find them. As today's session begins, it is night on the 4th day of the 3rd Trigon of Elok's influence. The party stands before Havoc's portal of red swirling mist. In the distance, the unmistakable sounds of more Howlers can be heard, sounds that seem to be getting closer.
So we're still in the shit. Is that what we're saying?
We're still in the shit mustache.
I'm very hurt, and so is
Absolutely.
Hanusiak.
Yeah, Hanu is not
Hanu is
looking good
very
at
hurt.
all.
Hanu.
Beat up.
All right, gentlemen, you so kind of set the stage here from where we left off. We have Aldric and Ronin, along with Hanu and Kogaan. You guys are all sort of right in front of the portal, you know, kind of preparing to for you all to return. Douglan, you're still over at the cage. You and your steed, with Landis now, making your way also back to the portal.
Yeah, I mean, I might as well use the horse. Can I get Landis up on with me?
Yep.
Cool.
Gallop
Yep.
over.
So if we need to make a
Absolutely.
quick getaway. Do we need the map yet? I don't have it.
No, you won't need the. You don't need the map right now. I
Cool.
unshared it, but
Let's get back to the portal. Maybe Landis, with your magic, you could close the portal from the other side with the crystal or something.
Yeah, where are we, Landis? Do you know where we are?
I hear those
We-
things.
we are in Arkmith. As Havoc had mentioned, he was able to use the Devil Star diamonds to open a portal, essentially using the magic trapped inside them as sort of a homing beacon to find where Arkmith was and open a portal to it. Unfortunately, I am too weak to perform any magic right now, but hopefully from the inside we will be able to close the portal.
Let's
So we
go.
gotta we get through it.
Get out past the portal.
Do
It's
we
not-
hear the Howlers from inside here, or from where
You
we're
can
in?
you can
Yeah.
yeah, because you guys are still in Arkmith.
Yeah, we're hearing them within Arkmith. So we get
Okay.
to the portal, get out of Arkmith.
Yeah, so you can, like, in the distances, in the distance you can hear
Yeah.
more Howlers approaching.
Okay. Yeah, let's
Let's go.
get
All
out
right.
of Dodge.
As
How
as
stay
you
close.
walk up to the portal, you find that the wall of force that stopped you from originally entering is back in place.
It's okay because we have that sack full of Devil Star diamonds. So, all right, Landis, you're like my favorite magic user. I've missed you so much. Now get us out of here.
I don't believe there is anything that I can do. This is tied to the orb that is inside of the hideout.
Wall of Force. I know a bit about magic. Does someone have disintegrate spell, or we're not even that high a level?
No.
I can dispel magic if I still can today.
Ooh, try that.
As you guys are sort of contemplating your next step, the mist kind of starts to swirl a little bit, and you find standing on the other side of the wall of force, kind of inside of the portal, is the doppelganger who fled earlier. He's kind of standing there with his hands behind his back, observing the now 6 of you, 4 of you, 6 of you,
6, yeah.
including
Landis and Hanu.
Douglan gives
Landis and
Aldric a
Hanu.
side eye, wondering if he's going to ask the doppelganger to change back into Grandma.
The doppelganger speaks to the party, and he says, "My name is Zevran. I have worked for Havoc for most of my life. Havoc rescued me when I was young from an unfortunate situation, and I have felt indebted to him for some time. But he was a cruel master, and I would be lying if I said I'm sorry that he is gone. I am quite willing to open the portal and allow you back in, but there are some conditions that must be met."
Proceed with your questions or provisions.
There will be 2 things I will ask of you, and if you agree to both of them, you may re-enter Emathan. If not, you are welcome to stay in Arkmith and deal with those there. My first ask, and as you watch, Zevran turns into Havoc.
You see, Havoc has a good thing going on in Belko. And I would like to keep it going. As such, I will be assuming Havoc's identity going forward. And you must keep this secret. Is this agreeable?
Sure, I guess if you don't
Yes.
kidnap children and murder people and stuff.
That is not my interest in the situation. My interest is wealth and power, both of which Havoc had.
Agreed.
The second thing that I ask is for Havoc's spellbook back. You see, I have been learning magic by studying Havoc, and I would like to continue my studies. Is this agreeable?
Landis. I lean over to Landis. Landis, does that seem reasonable, or is that opening up a can of worms?
He will learn magic one way or another. If it will get us out of this world, I would gladly give him my spellbook.
Right, because we really don't have any other way of getting out, do we?
No, we do not, and this is a place I am not interested in spending more time in.
No. All right, I guess, yeah.
Could I'm not sure if this will even be within your power, but I'd ask a favor also, that you don't allow any Githyanki access to any portals you make back into Emathan. If you can agree to that, we'll give you what you want.
I have no interest in this portal to Arkmith.
That's wise.
When you pass through, I will close it, and I have no intentions of opening again. There is nothing in this world of interest to me.
Cool.
We have an accord.
Yep.
We have an agreement then?
Yes.
Yes.
Douglan.
Yes.
Yes.
I believe that you, as a holy man, must keep your word above all. If you say that this party will keep their word, then I will consider us having a deal. Will you all keep your word?
I will.
I will.
Excellent. I will open the portal momentarily.
And he disappears back through the mist, still as Havoc. And you're kind of waiting there, and you feel just the way the air is moving around you that the portal opens up.
All right, hop through.
You travel back through the portal into the portal chamber. You find Zevran is standing by that crystal orb, and after you pass through, he does something with the orb, and the portal itself closes. So not just the wall of force, but the portal itself disappears, and just the framework that was around it is all that remains.
Nice.
Can I get Ronin's ear, like, hopefully semi-private? And, Douglan, knowing that rangers have sometimes lore of creatures, and he's going to ask him, given him this much power, do you know if doppelgangers can reach heights that other...
I'm gonna lean over to Kogaan and say, "We're killing him, right?"
I mean, you guys have your conversation first.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah,
we're having a different conversation.
I can't be hearing that. I mean, I gotta.
No, you guys are off to the side. We're
Yeah.
off to the side.
I'm just so basically, I'm asking, and I know, and I'm still on the horse. So basically, Landis is with me as well. But I wanted to ask Ronin if he knew anything about doppelgangers and know their potential. Is there a role that could be made? Because where I'm going with this is that if this were a human or an elf or a drow or anything like that, I know there's no limit to what they can do, and that's my worry. So I'm just curious if he would know.
I mean, I would think that based on the fact that it hasn't eliminated Havoc already, was never quite powerful enough to do so. Now, yeah, that he's free to learn more potentially, but he hasn't shown any astute ability up to this point. So I don't imagine so.
All right then. Well, not worth breaking my oath. Shall we?
I suppose we shall.
Well, Aldric, I promised I wouldn't do it, but I didn't
guy that
promise.
Holding us hostage.
I didn't promise to stop anyone else who decided to break their promise. So, if you want to, I won't stop you. You know what I mean? You're free to make your own choices. I also didn't promise that I wouldn't, paralyze him for life.
Rip out his tongue.
He didn't say don't hurt me. He just said not to kill me. So I don't know. We could bend some rules maybe. But I am feeling very depleted and injured. Hanu is on the brink of death, and it's just sometimes maybe we just come back later sometime if we feel like he's a real threat. You know what I mean?
It doesn't seem trustworthy at all. He was pursuing this power, but was only restricted by his teacher. Who knows what he'll do now that he's not under the thumb of somebody else. It's a shapeshifter.
Maybe he just wants to explore his sexuality and live up a life. So now he's got all this wealth and power. It's been
True.
Shapeshift and do whoever, and I don't know.
You're right. That is what I would do.
Just saying.
Okay.
Douglan's gonna keep walking with the horse.
Let's move out, I guess.
Yeah, lads, I know we're leaving something at our back, but I gave an oath.
I mean, it's kind of small on the scale of things that we're tackling right now, right? Like, if we think
Yeah.
about the impending doom and like
Hmm.
the surrounding lands on the brink of war and all that sort of stuff,
Yeah.
like,
What does that have to do with me?
Oh, you, like I said, you do you.
You
I
can
won't stop you.
easily cast invisibility. I didn't.
No,
don't see it.
I actually can't easily cast anything right now.
You could
So you're
sneak back
right.
in,
Yeah.
come in mist form at night, and then like
Yeah.
apparate when he's sleeping and stab him. Whatever you
Yeah.
want, man.
Some sort of revenge or bold sort of
Yeah.
situation. I like what you're thinking. You're right.
But
Either way,
for
we're
my-
in this together. Let's
For
go.
my part, too, if he's got an oath himself. If he has any doings with the Githyanki, we'll come back here and set him
Yeah.
right.
Or abducts children or murders people.
we did
he did
say
say he
that.
would not abduct or murder, so
How
Pursuit
they
of
always
wealth,
start.
though, is very gray area.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, Douglan's gonna keep walking where he thinks the exit is. I forgot.
Okay.
going up and around and down.
You guys
and back.
make your way kind of back through the carnage that was your battle with the Havoc's horrors. Back down past the you travel down past the fountain, back out into the hallway where you fought the hellhounds, and to that original doorway. So Zevran just sort of stands by the doorway. As you guys leave, he doesn't say anything to you. He just closes those doors, and you can hear it bar behind him. So that would be the door that Aldric had traveled under originally, and then you saw
right.
that big
the main
eye
entrance. Yeah.
Yeah. So then you're in the big long hallway that leads down to where what's left of the iron golem that you fought originally is kind of crashed out on the floor. The foyer there is already kind of a little bit filled with sand from the storm blowing outside, which is still raging as they normally do at night here in the sea of sand. How are you going to proceed?
Sea of sand. Where are we near again? Like, what's the major settlement that we're kind of within the vicinity?
In
Zray?
in good travels, you're about an hour from Belko. That is where you originally traveled to, looking for Mithor, who, by the way, is huddled up in the foyer and asleep.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to wait.
Arrive.
Yeah, we'll have to wait for the storm to die down and at least get a short rest. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if we can,
it's just late evening, early night. You'll get a full long rest if you
camp
stay
down.
the night.
And we will do that.
Yeah,
You
I mean,
for the night.
Yeah.
Camp in the foyer. Sweet, sweet long rest.
Yeah, you're able to reclose the doors that you originally opened when you entered Havoc's hideout, and basically block out the storm, making it pretty comfortable for a long rest.
Cool.
So I will run a long rest here.
And it'll be dawn the next day, basically.
Yeah. Essentially, when you get up.
I'm going to roll Rod of Healing charges. 9. Nice.
Long rest seems to be doing its thing there, but
Taking its time.
yeah,
There we go.
Oh, okay, yeah. I didn't see any roll. I'm like, what? I just had to test some. Yeah.
That was a really long rest. Everybody had a really good sleep.
We
there.
were pretty beat. Yep.
Feeling good. Feeling good.
Nice. 5
All right.
charges.
Early morning, just sort of as the sun is coming up, the sandstorm of the night dies away, and it is another strange but typical bluebird day here in the Sea of Sand. You are about. It took about an hour when Nizara led you guys from Belko to the hideout. It took roughly an hour for you guys to make it that travel.
All right. Well, should we get this guy back home to his family, and Landis, you can come back along with us? It's probably been a while since you've been on an airship, and your grandfather's looking forward to seeing you. And
I kept Benji, so he can ride on Benji if he wants. How's he feeling? How's he looking?
yeah, Landis, were you tortured or something? Like, what was the guy want from you?
He was torturing would be the word. Both Mithor and I trying to understand first why we were looking for Devil Star diamonds, which I had no trouble in giving up, as I did not see any particular secret in what we were trying to accomplish. But Havoc was attempting to gain favor with some of the denizens of Arkmith in hopes that when, in his mind, Arkmith takes over Emathan, that tieflings would be in better favor and not used so much as slaves as they are now currently in Arkmith. I do believe that his intention was somewhat good, but his approach was quite diabolical, really.
Got corrupted by power.
Indeed.
Cool.
We didn't leave anybody behind like that.
We'll be back for that guy someday, I'm sure.
Yeah.
He had me in Arkmith with the intention of trading me to a lesser devil for information he was looking for. When you came upon us, we were waiting for that devil's arrival, so
Yeah.
I'm glad you arrived when you did.
Yeah.
Do you have any additional information on what's going on with the Gith?
I have had no interaction with them since my last in your accompaniment. I have spent most of my time since we were last together in the Divide with my grandfather researching the Devil Star Diamond that we had. Unfortunately, through one of our magical processes, we destroyed the diamond. That is why I was back here in the Sea of Sand trying to obtain more of them so we could continue our research.
Well, we've got lots now.
Oh? Is this true?
Yeah, we grabbed like a bag full of them from his room or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, they were in his laboratory.
That's right.
That is fantastic news indeed. If my grandfather and I are not able to learn what we need to learn from a bag full of Devil Star diamonds, there is probably little hope that we will be able to achieve what we have set out to do.
Well, speaking of which, we should probably start heading back so we can get you to your grandfather and figure out the next plan of action for us all.
Landis,
Indeed, I do not believe time is on our side. We must move quickly.
Landis, do you know the name of the devil that your soul was being traded for?
I do not. The only thing that Havoc would tell me is that I would hope for death over what was ahead of me.
Sweet deal. Okay, well, let's get out of here, I guess.
Okay, you guys, you head out across the desert now. You may recall from previous descriptions, this area, although mostly desert, has a lot of rock formation in it. A huge one of which Havoc's fortress was built inside of. And so you're able to find your way using some landmarks that you all can remember. You're able to find your way back through.
Didn't we leave a guide camped around here? Not far.
That's just outside of Belko.
Oh, okay,
that's, Morzik. He's the one that he's waiting basically for your return to guide you back through to where you're going. Right. Nizara was the one.
The local.
You couldn't get Morzik to bring you here, so she was the local that showed you how to get here. She was the one that approached you and told you about Landis and
that Ronin almost murdered.
Yep. Almost. The key is almost.
He's on a razor's edge. He's been in the shit for a long time. He's on a hair trigger.
Seen some shit, man.
Yeah.
All right, you make your way with a few minor wrong turns. You make your way back to Belko. Methor and Landis also remember the route. So between all of you, for the most part, you're able to find your way back to Backlow without too much trouble.
Nice.
It is early morning when you arrive because you guys basically set out at first light. Backlow is basically it's a supply town. I mean, it's where all of the people who kind of call this area home, they all go to Backlow for supplies and to blow off some steam. And you arrive early morning, and the town is already engaged in its activities.
I don't recall. Is this a stocked town? Is there a place that we could buy maybe some healing potions or whatnot?
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of everything in Backlow. You can definitely find pretty much anything. Like I said, this is a supply town. This is where all of the guides, the merchants, the miners, the glass makers, all the people who live in the area, they all come here to trade and pick up supplies and that sort of thing.
How are you lads doing on healing potions?
I mean, I could buy some.
Let me check.
I have.
Get a couple.
Yeah, I mean, I have a few, but they're, we're getting to the point where standard healing potions just take the edge off. But I have 1 greater and 4 regular.
I have 1 regular.
Yeah, maybe we should top off here. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I have 4 more back on the ship. So I have 4 on me, 4 back on the ship. I guess that would be okay, unless we can get some greater ones.
That's quite a few.
Yeah,
if they have greater ones, I'll definitely buy a greater one.
Yeah, no,
you're not. I mean, you're not going to find greater healing potions.
Yeah.
You're going to struggle to find healing potions here,
yeah,
right?
Forget about it. We're good.
Okay.
That's the kind of thing you'd have to find at very specialized magic stores in the bigger.
Makes sense.
The bigger centers.
If we only had an artificer.
Oh, back in the day. Back in the day.
He's making a comeback.
An artificer that wasn't multiclassing.
That's true.
Yeah.
You already had
As
that.
you are walking through town, Nizara shows up.
Well.
Oh, is she tracking us?
She has been watching, hoping that by morning you would return, and she immediately just rushes over and hugs Methor. They make an exchange in Tiefling, talk back and forth, and she turns to the party and she says, I was quite hopeful that you would be able to find them, and thank you very much for having done so. As I mentioned before, Methor is a family friend, and we have known each other since we were very young, and just thank you for going to find him.
Sure, yeah, no problem. Yeah. Just so you know, Havoc is still at large in the area, so you'll want to be careful about, how you deal with things around there, but things should be a bit safer from now on after our encounter.
And if you want to go after him, sooner rather than later would be my advice. Just saying.
That might be very dangerous, but
My only suggestion is that you leave Belko at once to avoid any trouble with Havoc's thugs. Although you are probably more than capable of taking care of them, I somewhat selfishly worry for the life it will leave me if you have any trouble with them, if you understand what I am getting at. Methor, who's been pretty quiet and timid since the whole affair, he says, gentlemen, if we do leave now, we will still have time to get to shelter before tonight's storm and basically make it halfway back to my home. But we will need to leave soon if we are going to be within the window to safely get to shelter for the night.
yep, let's get moving.
Do it.
All right, Methor and Nizara say their goodbyes, and the party heads outside of town. Now, if you remember, basically just outside of town, Morzik didn't want to enter Belko because the town can be a bit troublesome, and as a guide, he just doesn't want to attract any trouble. The same reason he didn't want to guide you to Havoc's. He knows Havoc owns basically Belko, so he just didn't want to be a part of that. He promised he would wait outside of town where you left him, and as you arrive, he's sitting there at his little camp, having breakfast.
Sweet.
And he stands as you approach, and well, now, I am going to assume you were successful, as there are more of you now than left.
Yep.
Would we be returning with Methor to Methor's home, to the Zandani home?
Yes, as fast as we can, pretty much. Time is of the essence at this point, so.
Excellent. Then I would suggest we leave as soon as possible, as we will need to get back to one of the sheltered locations before nightfall.
Unless, Landis, have you learned any forms of teleportation since we last saw you or anything like that?
I don't even have a spell book anymore, Kogaan, unfortunately.
Oh, what's happened to you, Landis?
You should be so cool.
We're just out here building sandcastles.
No, I'm not sure what happened to my spell book, but thankfully I do have other copies that I will be able to use once we get home.
Okay, no problem. Just thought I'd ask. Vominous.
All right. You head out across the desert to towards the Zandani home. Now, you may or may not remember, but it was a couple of days' travel from Belko to the Zandani home. So you head out across the desert. It is as hot and near unbearable as always as you travel through the broken desert land. Towards the end of the day, so for the the day is relatively uneventful. Those two words didn't want to put together. Yeah. And, again, just other than dealing with the heat and all the rest, you arrive. It looks like the area, very similar to the area where you fought the big worm on your way there.
Oh, yeah, the purple worm thing.
Yep. And
Big perm.
it's it's a rocky area where people are able to take shelter from the storm during the night when they're crossing the desert. So you're able to dig yourselves in. There's some little caves and things like that, shelter. Basically, as the storm blows in, as it does every night, you all take shelter in the rocks and make a camp for the night. As the storm is increasing and the there's more and more sand and stuff. Morzik, we'll say he's standing with Kogaan. You guys are just kind of looking out across the stormy desert. He turns to Kogaan and he says, I know this is going to sound strange, Kogaan, but the storm sounds different tonight. I have lived and breathed these desert airs for a long time, but something feels off. We will need to be on our guard tonight. I don't know what it is I feel, but something just feels off.
Like magically different, or
it just sounds different, Kogaan. It is hard to explain unless you have listened to these storms for as many years as I have.
Well, I mean, Ronin is kind of like a nature specialist. Like maybe he can detect something. Ronin, do you sense anything different about this storm? You're muted.
You're muted there, Manny.
No, I'm not.
Not anymore.
I wasn't muted. I don't know why I was muted. That's weird. Anyway, sorry. No, I don't. I don't know much about these lands. What sounds different? How does it sound different? Try.
I'm sorry. I don't quite know how to describe what I'm hearing. We need to be on our toes tonight. Whoever has the guard needs to be very watchful.
Okay. Sounds good. And bad.
And bad.
Sleep in your armor, everybody, basically.
As the storm continues to grow into the evening, now let's make sure we have established our order here. We haven't used it in a while, so we'll just make sure.
Your sleeping order?
Yeah. So I have the watch order as Kogaan, Douglan, Aldric, Ronin.
Works for me.
We also have Methor and Landis, although neither one of them are much in a battle.
Nah, Landis has fallen off. Not the same wizard I knew
It's
him
just
to
not
be.
the same wizard you used to know.
You just sleep, Landis.
Yeah.
You just curl
I mean,
up,
to be fair, they were both taken prisoner and beat up and tortured
and
a
all
little bit,
that.
so-
Yeah. Who hasn't been tortured, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, just a reminder, Colin, I have my Guardian song, 30 feet cannot be surprised.
Okay.
Sick.
Sorry, what was the watch order settled on? Kogaan, Douglan, Aldric, Ronin?
Yeah.
Yeah, what you had, yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll just stick with that.
Stick with that.
Unless we want to
Perfect.
do 2 and 2.
So then you can't
fours.
get the proper rest that way.
Yeah. Single.
Alrighty
Okay.
then.
Kogaan on our first watch. So as the others settle in, Kogaan,
Mm-hmm.
you start thinking you might be starting to hear what Morzik was hearing. It's like there is a rhythm sort of to the way the wind ebbs and flows and blows and then softens, but somewhere within the wind there's almost like another wind that is moving and blowing. And as you look, you're kind of, it's there's not much moonlight that lights up anything, but you're starting to think you see something just out moving around in the
Like the opening to
in
this
the
cavern
storm.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like an opposing wind is moving around within the wind.
It smells like elemental to me.
Hmm.
Everyone, be ready. I start waking everyone up. Sorry for the short sleep, everybody, but I think we might have something coming towards us. Wind in the wind.
All right, and Kogaan, as you are moving about, kind of waking people up, saying that there's something out there, out in the wind, you hear a voice.
Oh, cool.
Mortals, you need to awake and worship me.
Okay, well, who are you? Or what?
I am Zaroon, sovereign of the shifting sands, whose breath devours flesh from bone. Bend your knee to the sands, mortals, and worship me.
If we worship you, can we just leave afterwards? How does it work? So I'm down to worship you.
Kogaan, this big swirling mass starts to, you can definitely see it now within the storm. There's little arcs of electricity that come out of the storm every now and then, and it has sort of a shape. You can kind of see what might be arms moving around, and it's moving in on your location.
Okay.
All right, gents, we're gonna start off with all right.
Did you wake us up?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he was waking everybody up. All right, just let me get my ducks in a row here. Okay. Now, just one thing here. The warhorse would not have been doing good in crossing the desert.
Ah, okay.
So I will take Benji
Okay.
out of the picture.
Bye, Benji. Bye. I was gonna run away with him, but whatever.
All right, is everybody else there? I do need to add in. Second here. It's in person. Please hold.
Hold on a moment, please.
I forgot to add in the guide.
Room sovereign.
Okay, I'm going to share this map with you. All right, everybody get the map okay?
Yep.
All right, let's roll for initiatives.
Sick.
Wow, nice rolls, guys.
I don't want to go first.
You got this, Douglan. Just uber smite.
Do we have some coverage behind these rocks? How high are they, if I might ask?
The rocks are anywhere from a couple of feet up to like 7 or 8 feet high.
Yeah, so just sort of,
Yeah, they're all over the place there. That's what you were using. Basically, you guys are all on the leeward side of these rocks because the wind is blowing from west to east across this map.
Okay.
And just out there, you can see this big mass moving towards you guys.
So it's dark beyond our firelight, basically.
So
Windy.
it's dark out there. Your light is kind of, for the most part, blocked. But this thing, it's the little arcs of electricity that are coming out of it that is allowing you to see the mass moving through the sandstorm.
Cool. I don't think we want to go out there. I mean, I have my goggles, which I put on.
Just cool in this.
It's not a spell book, you can't do shit.
Hey, he's a scribe wizard. He can draw scrolls in like 10 minutes. I remember.
Without wind, I'm assuming.
Well,
So the stone that is directly in front, that gets up to maybe 4 feet high. Okay, just that mass that's right directly in front of you guys. As you're watching this big mass move, there are 4 other little masses that start to form up in the storm.
Bunch of assholes.
And they are all moving towards you. So our first sand spirit here. Douglan, I don't know, are you going to give this thing a thump at that point? Or?
Yeah, absolutely, if I can.
Yep.
Yeah, if I may. Nice. It's like, go right through it. It's like, God damn it. It's just wind.
All right. So it's actually going to stop there, and it casts, or it uses its whirling dust. Any creature that starts its turn within...
Oh, sorry, everybody. I think everybody's within 10 feet of me, so +3. Yeah, this is going to be kind of a pain, but I'll see what I can do. All right, you get one. Let me know if that dropped on you.
It did hit. On Aldric.
You get one. Alrighty. New. You got one. Landis. And then he gets one too. You know what? Let me make sure, because that is... No, it's still 6. I didn't know if it was...
You good there, Douglan?
Well, it's for everybody. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, we're on. It's on.
I just wanted to see if I had a maximum, but no. Any creature. All good. Thank you, sir.
Whoever's in the aura.
Yeah.
All right.
Got aura.
So this
Skibbity.
this basically mini sandstorm moves in on the group. It is using its sandstorm burst. So a sand spirit transforms into a swirling vortex of biting grit in a 15-foot radius.
Hey, that's like all of us.
I think Methor is the only one that's
Slightly
going to
out.
Oh, yeah.
that.
Convenient.
I'll take it off. Oh, it doesn't look like I got him. Wait, there's... Oh, that's Morix. Okay.
Alright, so anyone inside there, so it looks like Landis and Methor avoid it.
Cool.
So, in a 15-foot radius, 20 feet high cylinder centered on itself, each creature in that area must make a DC 15 strength saving throw.
Oh, yeah.
A failed save, the creature takes 5d8 bludgeoning damage and can be flung up to 15, or is flung up 15 feet away from there. All right, so I will roll the saves on this for everyone. So basically, it's a strength save to keep yourself from being blown away by this thing.
And probably take half damage on a save.
saves go in. All right. Let's see. Aldric saved. Morzik failed. Kogaan.
Oh, I crit it. Oh no,
Nice.
+2.
You rolled
Not what it says in my saves thing though.
you got to roll a 19.
+3. Because didn't we get a bonus?
Yeah, +3 could be. Do you have a minus on your strength?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's amazing.
All right. We'll roll. So yeah, essentially anyone who saved, or sorry, anyone who didn't save will take the damage and get flung 15 feet away. Anyone that successfully saved gets half damage and does not get thrown 15 feet away. I'll roll the damage.
Damn. It's not
All
very nice.
I think that damage only ended up on Morzik for whatever reason.
It is half damage.
Oh, so maybe we don't take any damage if we save.
No, if you it says you're supposed to take half damage, but that's not the way it did it. So
So do you want us to just manually do 11?
yeah, if you could, guys,
Yep.
save me.
Wound 11.
All right, and the only one who failed it was
Morzik, but he took the damage.
And he's got to get flung.
Oh, yeah. 15 feet.
And I believe I would like to miss the escape at this point. Not cool, yo.
Wait, were you in it too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's and take damage, I think, is the trigger, right? Response to harm, yeah.
okay. So where are you misty stepping to?
I would like to go over here if I can see it.
Sure. Yep. We will allow you to get up there.
And also drop prone if possible.
Sure.
In my fear, trembling situation.
All right, that is it for that. Our second. Why did we avoid? Let's skip the next guy for some reason. Right. This guy comes swirling in around this side, and he is going to try the same sand burst.
Got it. Sorry, Aldric, if you could take... I'll take it off you.
You have to take it off, actually.
Yeah. Where are you, buddy? Where are you? There you go. Sorry about that. And then...
It looks like he is only able to get Kogaan and Aldric.
Okay. Morzik is out to... Let me take it off of him. Actually, no, he's not. I apologize. I'll drop it back on him. But you're not...
He's not in this role anyway, so.
Okay.
All right, he's going to use his sandstorm burst as well.
Anything for my going prone and trying to hug the rock?
You're still going to get whipped by the... Basically, the sand, when they do their sandstorm burst, just turns into almost like razor blades. Okay, target Kogaan and Aldric. Attempt your save. Looks like you both saved. So nobody gets flung it anywhere.
Aldric, question. Is your Misty Step also Misty Step?
No,
It's
apparently
just
not.
It just activates?
Yeah.
Okay, because mine, I think... Yeah.
You get to avoid damage, Egan, with your
Okay.
one-time.
I thought, yeah, I was just getting curious if it was the same.
All right, 25 damage, which you should have taken half.
It did not
Oh,
do half.
It did for me.
Did it? It didn't.
Yeah.
It gave you half?
You seem to be avoiding this damage.
Oh no,
for
it
some
did
reason.
11 plus.
It
Did
did
11 for the
full
first
damage.
time, and then 25.
No, it gave me full damage.
Yeah. So it should be another 12 damage total, so 23 total.
I have 36 now.
Yeah, so it should be 23.
Yep.
After that, yeah.
All right. That takes us to Zaroon. All right. He is going to use.
Just stops at the rocks.
He is huge, so he is seen. You basically you can see him over the rocks. Like I said, they're about 3-4-ish feet, but he's towering above that, looking down on you guys.
Yo,
He is going to. He's going to. No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that. He's going to use his Dust Storm Burst like the others did. His works a little differently here, so so the Sand Spirit releases a devastating blast of swirling sand in a 60-foot cone. Each creature in that area must make a DC 18 Constitution saving throw or take 10 D8 bludgeoning damage on a failed save, half as much on a successful one. Damn. Creatures who fail are also pushed 30 feet away and knocked prone. What is it? 60 feet. I think that's everyone.
But just says creatures that fail, it doesn't say anything about if they succeed, they take half damage or no damage or anything.
No, it says or half as much on a success.
Okay.
Okay.
Just checking. But whatever, it's just the coding. That's all it is.
Yeah. Let's see here. All right, so we'll target everybody here. And we will try our saves. Quite a few failures, gentlemen.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we're fucked.
We are troubled peoples. Holy mother. Holy mother. Oh, damn. What do we got? Methor. Methor dead.
I'm just a Methor down.
Ronin is hurt big time. Kogaan is hurt big time. If these recharge, we're done. We are done, people. Landis is dead. We
Right.
killed Landis.
Oh, Mordzik is straight up dead. It exceeded his hit point total.
Yeah, he is flat out dead.
All right.
Is Landis dead, or is Landis...
He's unconscious.
No, he's still unconscious. And I think Methor is unconscious as well. Alrighty, that takes us. I just want to clear targets.
So the 2 people that save should be taking half damage, though. So
And that didn't work again?
no,
What was the damage?
45. So reduced to 22.
Jesus.
22. Yep. 22 for
So Douglan and no,
Hanu.
Anu and whoever else is that. It is Douglan. Okay.
Yeah. I'll do Hanu.
I think you put 22 in the wound section. That's like how much damage has been accumulated.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know where my brain is going that time. Yeah. Thanks for keeping me honest.
Thank you for.
I added 22 plus 11, so I'm good. I'm good.
All right. That will take us to Douglan.
All right, we're in a tight spot. I assume the rocks were going to be what do you call it? Difficult terrain.
Yes.
Alrighty. So let's see. Let's go. I'm gonna misty step to here. If I may.
Okay.
To attack him.
I missed. Oh yeah.
Yeah. God damn it. That really
Awesome.
sucks. Yeah.
Well,
All right. So I still have my movement. Let's see this. 15-foot cone. I would know where that is. Huh. I'm gonna step back right here. And that's it. That's all I got, man. That sucked.
Alrighty. Our next sand spirits.
And I apologize, but everybody's got to take off the.
you have to take it off of us. We don't get a chance to. Like, if someone else puts ability on us, we can't clear it.
Yeah, no, I was just announcing it.
Yeah.
It's all coming off.
All right. They seem, from what you can see, they seem to have to travel the path of sand. They can't travel over the rocks. So he kind of gets bottlenecked in behind this other sand spirit. And he's just swirling there. Landis is down. So I guess we should make a death saving throw for Landis.
Sweet.
Indeed. Sorry, Barry.
6.
Ouch.
He's really just an NPC, right? I mean,
One death. All right.
listen, I was just kidding about having to use Revivify. Colin?
All right. Hanu. Hanu is going to step up here and blast these things with its fire breath weapon.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. Now he has a 15-foot cone, so he can hit both of them.
Nice.
They're both targeted, and he blasts them with his. One saved, one does not.
Not bad. Oh, Oh,
All
Arwen. Oh, yeah. Never mind.
all right. They don't like that. They take
Take the full brunt.
they take the yeah.
Nice.
All right. And our next sand spirit. Like the other, gets bottlenecked in behind it. Ronin.
All right. I am going to fire.
Your audio is cuts in and out a little bit there, Manny.
The background music is like killing my voice coming back.
I can turn it down a little bit.
No, you're good. You're good.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Fairy Fire. I hope it works. The target, I guess the target guys first, right?
Yeah.
So basically, 20 foot view, right? They're highlighted.
Yep. Concentration
And,
spell, just so you know.
What's that?
It's a concentration
I know
spell.
it is.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. So, actually, I have one question. Being that I'm on the opposite side of this rock, and they can't see anything through the rock, if I move back, am I going to get an attack of opportunity, or...
No, that's a question.
You can certainly try.
I'm gonna have to say yes, based
It's right
on
next
the
to you
size.
still, yeah.
It's still right next to you.
Fair enough. Very fire it is. Actually, you know what? I'm going to move back first. So I'm going to move... I move up here.
Nice.
I can, and you'll get an opportunity attack.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it?
Yep. I said yes.
Okay.
Do it. Worst that can happen, right?
What's the worst that can happen?
It hit unconscious. Let's see what happens. See what kind of slug these guys have. That's a little wind in the face.
Right.
Kogaan has a reaction. You know, you'll be fine. It's okay.
All right. So
What reaction
with
do
one
I
of its with one of its swirling arms, it takes a swing at you. It hits.
Right. I will use my runic reaction.
But you
Runic
do have a
shield.
reaction.
I do have one. Runic shield, so please re-roll. Hopefully it's lower.
Then
I
a
will
7.
reroll.
Great.
Hey.
Oh, nicely done. It
One.
misses.
Yes.
Kogaan,
It only took one.
you in ways that you're not capable of experience there.
As this thing swings at you, this like flash, transparent flash distorts the air in front of you for a second, and it deflects.
All right, you are free and clear, Ronin.
Cool. Now that I'm free and clear, I'm going to cast Fairy Fire
Those two.
on the two closest to my voice here.
All right.
This guy and this guy.
Oh.
20 foot cube, right?
Yeah, but that's gonna get myself and or Douglan or someone like that.
Yeah,
It's not a rectangle, right?
It's a
Sorry.
square.
Yeah.
I think you can position it to just get those two, the two closest to you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's do that. Hold on. Sorry, I didn't cast that. Yeah.
okay. Those two.
Yes.
So then you roll it, drop the saving throw.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bonus action cry.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah. Honestly, bonus action, I'm going to cast 100 Mark.
You can't, unfortunately. Only cast one spell of a level per turn. Even if it's a bonus action.
Then I guess I'll hang out.
Good. Good.
All right, that takes us to Kogaan.
All right, I instantly activate my Oni or Ka rune, which is the armor rune. Resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And then I think I would move here. And then like I took some damage already. So technically I can use reach on Dragon's Flail. So I'm going to swing at Diamond Spirit 18 with my mighty flail.
Sounds good.
All right, hit, please hit. Oh my god. All right, and
Close one.
we'll throw a little fire rune on there. Some extra damage. Let's activate that. Sorry. Boom. And Damaggio. Not bad. Swing number 2. Same thing. Cool.
Thank you.
Oh wait, sorry. I guess it's probably immune to getting restrained, isn't it? Yeah, I won't even bother with the saving throw. As the fire shackles come up and like wrap around nothing and go away.
Yeah,
Damn it! All right. It takes. Oh, I got one. Yay! And then I will action surge. And I would attack the one that's right next to me. Nice. Maggio. Not bad. Attack number 2. Same thing again. Cool. 4 ones. Don't like that, but it's alright. Alright. And bonus action, action surge. That's my turn.
all right.
Get him.
Can I?
Yeah.
Igor's dead.
Yeah, I think he's dead.
He's dead.
Igor is dead. Takes us to Aldric.
So can I see him, or just like the fact that he's there is all I can see?
Who's that? These creatures?
Zaru.
Oh yeah, you can see him.
I can see him.
Like it's a swirling dust storm, but it has a shape that you can see.
Manage.
I would like to try and banish him.
Yes.
Come on.
Come on.
Oh no, let's go roll.
Wow. We're two boys as I try to go back there at half my movement speed because it's difficult terrain.
Yeah.
As I'm going to die soon,
Me too.
and that's it for my turn.
All right. Morzik.
Still alive.
Still alive.
Could he help Glenn Landis.
Yeah.
Offer the help action.
Stabilize them.
Yeah, he can stay. Sure, that's what he'll do for his action. He'll stabilize.
Maybe pull him back. I don't know. Again, I'm just throwing it out there. Even 5 feet might make a difference. Stay with me, boy. Stay with me, Landis.
I mean, he can drag him 15 feet, technically. Half.
Yeah, because if he gets caught in another whirlwind, he's gone.
Gonna try and drag him back in here behind the rocks.
Are you big, Kogaan?
Nope. I use my bonus action to give myself resistance.
Copy.
Because I don't want to die.
I don't blame you. What was that?
Recharging.
That was their recharging.
Son of a bitch.
Alright. The
Scary.
Sand Spirit 39 is going to attack Kogaan.
I'm scared of everybody.
Multi-attack with its swinging fists. It wants a little fisticuffs with Kogaan.
Does he do it like this? Is it like old school style?
The cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Alright, first swing at Kogaan.
First miss. Fuck.
Hits. Second swing at Kogaan.
Man, dude, you are hurting. Holy shit.
It hit pretty hard for wind.
Yeah.
Alright, that takes us to Zaroon. Alright.
Mortals, are you ready to worship me now?
Yep. Absolutely.
You're like a bad thought that just lingers some shit.
I mean, I was ready to before, but you attacked us like right away, and I was like, "Hey, man, I was trying to ask some questions."
Douglan says, I can kneel to no other.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Douglan!
You should know that. And he says that defiantly up at this big fucker.
All right. Well,
I can't. Come on, Kogaan. I can't. I literally cannot kneel to another god.
and you just like narrow your cone so it only hits Douglan. Just cone Douglan, please.
Oh, Douglan.
He is a gaseous excretion from Kogaan's ass. Okay.
Douglan, it's okay to lie to bad things.
You guys, you want me to go against my character's whole entire purpose?
I want to remember we talked about strategies and living and stuff like that. And I'm always like running into danger, but here you are, you won't even lie to an evil thing just to like, not kill everybody. Okay.
We'll get you a pet dolphin, okay?
Yeah. Well, I can't go against my principles, even if it means killing all my friends. Thanks, Douglan.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. No, come on, that would be so out of character. You have to admit.
Sure, I've got backup characters. It's all good.
All right, we're rolling with it.
What are we rolling with here? Are we?
Douglan's defiant.
Yeah, they can all kneel, but I'm not. I can't. I literally can't. I'll lose my entire connection to the gap.
I'm just like dripping blood out of my maw.
But I can't see. There's a lot of sand in my eyes.
So what the goggles?
That's true.
What about the rest of you? Are you going to kneel?
I kneel.
Take a knee in the sand?
No problem.
I think I need to contact my patron to see if this is okay.
No, you guys. It's okay. Cool.
I've made an agreement. I don't know if either way
But
says
your
that-
patron is not really a god to you. It's more of a
Okay, right? Yeah, cool. Whatever.
well. It's the way. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. I've
no, I
interpreted him
think so.
more
It's
as
more
like
of a
a.
relationship. It's not really a hierarchy. Yeah, I'm more opportunistic than that. Anthony.
I'm sure there's a clause in there that's like, if it'll save your life.
Yeah,
either
exactly.
your
Exactly. It's like,
companions.
There's
doesn't
got to be
want
a
me to
clause
die.
in
He
there.
doesn't want me to die. Like I
Yeah.
can't worship him at any point if I'm dead.
That's right. That's right.
So, yeah, I step away from this target of all the rage, if I could, and bend the knee.
So just Douglan stays standing.
Ronin, what are you doing? Are you capitulating?
Yeah, I bend a knee. Gives me more stability when I knock an arrow. But yes, I technically bend a knee.
All but Douglan.
No doubt.
Guys, he's just asking us to bend the knee. He's not even asking us to suck anything weird through a tube. Like, this is a win.
He's asking us to suck with.
First, it starts with bending.
Dude, once we're out of the desert, we're out of there. Like, what's he gonna do? Like, he's a sandstorm god. Like, fuck, whatever.
He has lordship over the desert. Do you want to live here? It's everywhere.
Hey, listen, if you lived here, you'd be home already.
No, I will have to be knocked unconscious to bend the knee to this. To what Douglan feels is a what's the word I'm looking for? A foulness that he will not tolerate.
Egan's got backup characters too.
Yes. Well, plus, I'm playing Douglan how he.
I thought, okay, man, I'm just like, it's funny.
I feel like I'm being attacked.
Right, and you're doing it right.
All right. The Zaroon casts his dust storm burst upon Douglan. All right, here's your save, Douglan.
I'm gonna save you the effort. I'm gonna cast Miss Me Step.
Oh, he's doing it!
I'm gonna go right behind him, right there, right
Finally used it.
behind him,
That's tragic.
Nice. Nice.
because that was focused just on me, right?
I was focused just on you.
Yeah.
Burns in charge. But he never recharged his ability.
All right, so where are you moving to, Douglan?
Right there.
30 feet exactly. Beautiful.
Very nice.
I may not last long, but I'm going down fighting.
So Zaroon casts his dust storm burst, and when Douglan disappears, Zaroon sort of looks at the rest of you, and all of the storms dissipate.
Got the little guys?
And there is just Zaroon left standing there.
All right, Douglan, we're rooting for you one-on-one.
Does he say anything?
It's sort of looking at you at the same time as it's looking at them. It's a storm. It can have as many recede heads as as possible, but it's already had its attack, which
I just
means Douglan.
I thought I was just gonna monologue. So, let us know what's going on. All right. Vow of enmity.
Nice. Now we're talking.
I wish I could to save my cannot kneel to you, but I can send you back. And so vow of enmity on him, and then let's see if I can actually hit. Yes.
Nice.
You can only do that once, right? Once per round.
What?
Smiting.
You can smite every hit.
Oh.
It's not a spell. And you can spell smite and then smite
Ooh,
as well.
Look at those rolls.
Nice. All right.
Oh no, never mind. That's Hexblade's curse. I say 19, that's a crit, but no, that's curse.
Got it. Vow of enmity is my bonus action. Oh man, I so want to see what I have. Yeah. Very tempting to do.
You can only regular smite because your vow of enmity is a bonus action, so you can't use a bonus action to cast the smite spell.
So can I do another divine smite?
You can do divine smite because that's no action. You just tack that onto an attack.
Got it.
But an actual spell smite, they're all bonus actions.
Yeah, plus exactly. Okay, so I'm gonna use the second level. Oh come on.
That happens a lot. I feel like.
Yeah.
Low on.
Yeah.
The game. I don't trust the game. The program.
All right. Now we're gonna go toe to toe. I don't know if I'll last another round if he has that damn thing. So, but at least he'll hopefully point it away from you guys, or you guys can get back in the fight. You chicken shits.
Yeah. Well, I was like almost dead, so.
But they're gone now. All right. That's bonus action was the
Vow of enmity.
vow of enmity, and then my 2 attacks. I don't really want to give myself up for a opportunity attack. So yeah, I'm right into the god's face.
All right. Land is stabilized.
Nice.
Hanu. Okay, first of all, let's see if Hanu's. I keep forgetting to figure out what it is.
Recharge.
Oh,
Yeah.
it gets it too.
If Hanu's going in, I'm going in. That's how that works.
All right, so
I saved my revivify for you, buddy.
10, 15.
True.
And next round I get.
So Hanu flies up to the top of the rock and blasts this thing with its breath weapon.
Nice. And then fly out afterwards. Remember we talked about flying tactics? In and out, Hanu. In and out.
Nice.
He's got some solid pluses, huh?
Yeah, well, he's a big
He's a
god of the desert.
Come on, you got this guy. Come on.
All right, so that was 20.
Nice tactics, Hanu.
He gives you a high five. Going back. Definitely.
All right, that takes us to Ronin.
Rolling.
Bonus action. Hunter's Mark this motherfucker.
Yeah. It's time.
In the fight.
I told you I was kneeling to knock an arrow.
Now you're gonna. I'm calling it critical hit.
You got to, man. Yeah, you're on your knee. That's like your preferred,
He loves being on his
I do prefer to be on my knees.
percent. Sucking
All
off
right.
fate and giving himself the glory.
All right,
You
let's
just-
roll.
Give him your special arrow.
Come on, baby.
Oh, damn. You get 2 attacks.
With a miss.
Right? Yeah. That's very rude, Colin.
Colin's got
There we
at least
go.
20 episodes built up of all his monsters missing and stuff.
Well, it's nice to
All right.
actually hit you guys with.
Oh, he's doing
Yeah.
very good. I'm very scared.
And don't
This has
forget,
been fun.
I also
It's been a great
get
fight.
an extra bit too. So, oh, why didn't that?
You gotta add your 100. Come on.
Oh, I didn't add it to him.
It's
Sorry.
okay. Just roll a d6.
Here's a d6 for the. Hold on.
additional damage.
Nice.
5 additional.
Well, there is that. But, I also have my gathered swarm, so
Shawarma.
I get a swarm of them.
Yeah.
All right.
Tasty.
D6.
Taste shawarma.
That was weak, but
It's piercing damage, so you can technically re-roll it.
that is true, and I think I'm going to because that would be awesome.
All right. Oh yeah.
God!
Doubled your damage.
This game is rigged.
Hey, every point counts.
All right. What else you got, Ronin? Is that it?
That's literally all I have. Except I guess I have to mark on him. I'll do that.
Okay.
Is he able to
Kogaan.
tuck behind?
Yeah. Remember, you put Hunter's Mark effect on yourself because you're adding the damage to yourself.
Yeah.
All right. It's happening. Actually, I'm not going to get big. I'm going to second win with my bonus action, as we just talked about in the beginning of the episode.
Oh, when your flail is super long.
Yup. Oh, wait. I'm not even really close enough to attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I can if I go the long way.
Okay.
Good.
No, your flail is 15. You can
No, it's
attack
reach.
from the
It's
rock.
10. It's 10 feet.
Oh, it is?
But I
Oh,
could attack from the side of the rocks.
Yep. Is that where you're going?
Wait, sorry. Why is it saying 40? Oh, just because of the way I click there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 30 feet.
I'm good with that.
All right.
I'm a gracious DM.
Activate Dragons. Kogan's Flail. Dragon Tail. Special ability and add fire damage.
flail away, flail away.
So hopefully I don't miss. And target this fool. Hit. Nice.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Douglan, I just lied about healing.
We all have to play our part.
So you whip out your flail, and as it pierces this thing, it just explodes in a dust cloud,
Fire eats wind.
and is caught up in the night storm.
Nice. All right, back to sleep, everybody.
Is that
Did you
Let's
get
see.
killed by God?
Hey, I'm not sure I'm good with this.
no, wait a second.
I just pledged my allegiance to this.
Awesome.
Does let's see, Landis still unconscious?
He's stable.
Okay.
Stable.
Can I give him?
1 hit point.
Yeah, technically unconscious, but he's
Yeah,
stable.
unconscious for 1 hit point.
And Nethor is gone to the Rainbow Frost Bridge.
Might be a good guy to save with your power there, Douglan.
Yeah, I was wondering if I could do that, so I'm going to run over there because it's definitely been less than a minute.
Yep.
And burn a diamond and burn a 3rd level spell and see if I can't bring him back from the light. I still have use for him, Goth. Bring him back to me, please. And let me take a diamond off. Okay. It'll work.
With Revivify's automatic, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
you know.
it works. Yeah. He. What is this? Does his hit points return to full? I don't know.
To one.
The,
To one.
To 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. He comes to.
Yeah, you see Douglan just sort of lays the diamond on his chest and holds holds it there and kind of puts his other hand up, eyes closed, and he's mumbling something. Basically that was him asking Gath to send his soul back.
Mithor sort of kind of comes to and says, he kind of looks up at Douglan and he says, the storm seems pretty bad tonight.
It does.
Yep. It's bad.
Yeah. We're all bloodied.
Yeah,
Just,
it's bad.
It's an ugly look. We are not looking good. Yeah. Aldric, how you doing over there, lad?
I've been much better in many situations.
Gotcha. Mithor, how much longer in the desert? We might have angered someone.
Who did we anchor?
He called himself Zaroom. Does that ring a bell?
I've never heard of a Zaroom.
Well, he claimed to be the god of what? What was it?
Sovereign of the sands or something.
Sovereigns of the sands. Yeah.
Sovereign of the shifting sand.
Shifting sands.
You gotta ask all of them because they kneeled to him. So, but not me.
I kneel to not the freaking arrow. Okay.
Talk to the hand.
Strategic.
Talk to the
Yeah.
hand.
I strategically kneeled so we get rid of his fucking lackeys. And then
Douglan's being all holier than thou.
I know I can't wait to tell his wife about this shit.
What did I do?
Wait till she hears what he did.
Yeah.
So there we were, and Douglan's like, I can't kneel even if it kills all my friends. And then I'm just, oh Douglan, I'm just fucking.
All right, gents, I think this would be a good time to take a little biological,
Yep.
and we
We didn't have
will
enough time
be
here.
back.
We didn't have enough time to have a long rest after this big battle.
Oh yeah, you guys were just settling in for the night when this thing showed up. So
That was a good one, Colin. That was
You're
good.
just dozing off when it was like,
Yeah.
oh, I got time to get rocked.
Bio breakdown.
All
all right,
gents.
we'll be back shortly. You to roll.
Good.
All right, let's see if everybody is where they are supposed to be. We are still good. All right. So, quite the little battle, as we were talking about offline there. Put this together for some heavy hits, but these guys are pretty lightweights. And the way my notes were written, if you guys took a knee, the creature dismissed the other sand spirits and was going to gloat. And the way Douglan refused and got the focus of the attack and then missed me stepped out of there, that's pretty awesome. Worked out great.
Really
Stuff.
well played.
All right. I'm going to unshare that map as we won't need it again. Maybe. Okay, so you all, after your little fray with the sandstorms, both Morzik and Mithor are kind of heavy in chatter, talking in tiefling back and forth to one another. Mithor goes off, crawls in under the rocks where he had been sleeping before, and Morzik comes over to Kogaan.
So
I think now I understand what it was that I heard.
no shit.
We are going to have to listen very intently. Hopefully that was the only one, but the night still does not sound the same to me.
Is this being must have been in the legends of your people or something, because it seems to me an ancient entity. Like, this can't be the first encounter with such a creature.
Sand spirits, like the smaller ones that attacked us are quite common,
Yes.
I would say, to the Sea of Sand. They are encountered by travelers fairly often. I have never seen a sand spirit the size of Zaroon, or that could speak. I have never heard a sand spirit speak like that one did. And I have never heard of Zaroon.
All right, more mysteries.
Anyway, I am going to settle in, and we will take off at first light.
Sounds good.
The remainder of the night, through the various watches, is uneventful,
Thank goodness.
and you awake in the morning to much nicer conditions. I will run a long rest for the group. Alrighty.
Juicy.
Just sort of, if we're moving or whatnot, just a sort of conversation with the lads here. Is this something to do with that? Well, we call him an orc that we met. That wasn't quite an orc. The one that Aldric wanted to go back for.
Oh, where we tracked it down to its like camp where we met Ronin, and it disappeared.
Yeah, what's going on here? I mean, and he's including, of course, what the hell's his name? Methor and Morzik.
Morzik? Yep.
Yeah, like this is not common for them. So I'm just sort of like, what do we think this is? What do we think is causing this? More rifts, things of that nature. Aldric, can you ask your patron if they have an idea of what this is about?
Yeah, I can see why a god has appeared in this realm that's never been heard of before by these people. Seems pretty out of place.
And Landis too, for that matter, if he can look back into his histories, if he's heard of something like this.
All right, are you you got to do a little meditation, Aldric?
Prepare myself for the evening to contact my patron.
So you guys are it's early morning. You're just preparing to, it'll be a day's travel to the Zandani's home. Do you want to do your meditation before you leave or when you get there? What do you want to do?
What do you think, guys? Should we do this in the desert or wait until we have more appropriate conditions?
Just wait.
Let's get the fuck out of the desert. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just like, saying, let's have this conversation while we're moving. But yeah, when we get to a safe spot, we should maybe give a think on it.
I'm getting older. I can only do it if I'm in a certain position.
Yeah.
All right. You head out across the desert once again.
I just wanted to make sure all of their knees are okay.
Just not going to let that one go for a while.
Yes,
All right.
we are alive. Thank you.
You spend another hot, sweaty, uncomfortable day crossing the desert. Once again, as it gets into late afternoon and the desert storm begins to brew once again, but you arrive at the Zandeni home. So, as a reminder, their home is kind of built down into a bit of a valley that is protected from the night storm, so you're able to get down out of the night storm. The family comes to meet you as you arrive, and Lokiros, who is the Zandeni father, he comes up and he embraces Mithor. They converse back and forth in Tiefling, and Lokiros turns to the rest of the party and he says, it would seem that my family is indebted to you once again. First, you protected my daughters when they were taken from me, and now, from what Mithor tells me, you have once again protected a member of my family. It is difficult for me to find the words and the way to show appreciation, but I would ask at the very least that you join us tonight in a feast to honor all of you in what you have done in looking after my family.
I mean, we would, but Egan would only feast for one table, so he might not be willing to join us. Cause...
Who's this Egan fella?
Oh, sorry, Douglan.
All right. The Zandanis and the people who work for them very quickly put together a fantastic feast for the night. They break out their best wines and spirits and tobaccos, and you all are partaking in the feast.
Giant scorpion claws.
Yeah. I mean, they got extras, so. And they during the night, Lokiros, who is getting a bit tipsy and enjoying the fact that all of his family is safe, and he keeps calling you guys their guardian angels.
We don't have a group name. Guardian angels. That's pretty cool.
He while he's having another drink and smoking on his pipe, he starts to share some of the rumors that have been floating around the desert. Feeling that they may be of interest to you, and he says, "It's my understanding now that the orc numbers protecting the scar have been increasing greatly, and they continue to grow. The orcs are patrolling the area very heavily, and they have started attacking anyone that they encounter with only the intention of their death."
Is there still rumors of that? What was it called? The dark one? What was that?
Yeah, the dark one. I think that's
The
right.
You guys,
yeah.
well, I mean, the Dark One hasn't been in the Sea of Sand. You encountered him in Zaymor. That's where you met Ronin.
Yeah,
recently.
Has there been
Talk
any
about the dark
rumors?
one.
Yeah, because I mean, I know we didn't banish him, but he and hopefully showed his form. I don't know if there's been any rumors about him since our encounter, and if so, where?
You're referring to the Dark One?
Yeah, the one that when we said what's her name? Oh my God, Zathura? No, what was her name? The one that freaked out, like when she tried to sense.
Yeah.
The one
That was the
head.
Dark One you guys were
Yeah.
after there. So Lokiro says, haven't heard anything about the Dark One in this region. It seems just his minions are holding the vigil here at the Scar, but there are a lot of them.
Probably where the portal is. Just a guess.
Is there anybody doing anything about it?
The tieflings of this region have very little ability to do anything of it. For the most part, it seems that if they stay clear of the orcs have stayed clear of them. Now this one, from what Mithor tells me, will be of interest to you. The sand spirits that have haunted the Sea of Sand for as long as any of us can remember seem to be growing in power. Those that have encountered them say that they are more angry than ever and seem to be looking for a fight, where in the past they would only protect their chosen home.
That sounds like exactly what we encountered. But
Any theories from anyone?
you're getting stronger, so some sort of outside magical influence is probably empowering them. It could be residual, like if that portal is getting stronger, maybe they're feeding off of that energy.
That's what I'm thinking. There's energy coming through the portal. Yeah.
It is possible.
You were talking. Who was it? Was talking about the sandstorm feeling different, like not just.
I think it was Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
What's his name there? Your guide was talking about that.
They both start with M, so it's kind of good.
Morzek.
Morzek was the one that was talking last night. Like the storm was different.
Mm-hmm.
Lokiro says, well, it's interesting you would say that, because some who have been close to where the scar is say that at night a faint bluish glow can be seen coming from that direction. Something is beginning to happen there.
Where was this?
Near the scar.
How far away from the scar?
3 days travel.
And it's violently protected by a lot of orcs.
Yeah, so the scar, Douglan, was where you guys went to rescue Ren a long time ago.
Got it.
We know that one of the. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
We know that one of the portals, like one of the Ordite mega portals, is supposed to be in the desert somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like this is what's happening, right? Like more orcs coming, they're protecting that place, and now we've got these spirit things getting stronger and more hostile. Like maybe these energies are starting to coalesce for the what's it called again? The
Gathering.
You know, so that's my theory. But I'm sure if Landis and his grandfather get back and talk to all the people at the college and stuff and start brainstorming a little bit more, or smarter people than us can help. Oh, and of course Aldric and his patron could hopefully lend some insight. I could try to contact. Well, no, Hanu is with us now. Well, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
As Lukiros is kind of getting kind of pickled and preparing, the last thing he sort of says to you before he excuses himself and wanders off to bed, he says, the Sea of Sand is changing. I have been here a long time. Many tieflings are beginning to worry about the approaching gathering and what it might mean for them if Archmith returns.
Mhm. Yeah, we had a little dip into Darkwood, and it was terrible. So yeah, it's worse than this desert for sure.
All right, Aldric. I think we agreed you'd roll a d20. The higher you roll, the more information your patron will provide.
Cool.
Depending on whatever question you decide to ask it.
Yeah, so I want to know if the gods appearing, the orcs, all connected with this dark one that we've been hearing about. And if there's any direction we can take to more effectively stop it.
All right, your patron answers to you that the growing that as we approach the gathering, the magical energy all through Emathan is growing, and it is changing all of Emathan. And your patron tells you, Aldric, that the gathering is much closer than many realize.
Shit.
Okay, I will take that information and tell him.
And sorry, the one other part to your question. The sand spirit that you met is not a god, just a very powerful and egotistical creature that is being driven mad by the increase in energy throughout Emathan.
Power of the gathering.
I guess it would have been no harm, no foul there, Douglan, to bend the knee.
Technically, no.
Oh. Oh, look at Ronin, master of hindsight. By the way, Aldric, did you share that with us?
Yeah, for sure.
I would like to make sure. No. But yeah, no, this is going to be an ongoing thing. I love it. I'm going to give you guys shit. And you guys can give it right back.
I love it.
Okay, well,
Any other discussion amongst yourselves or the Zandani family before you retire? Morzik kind of ducks out a little bit early, reminding everyone that you'll have to be up and on to go at first light in order to make it to Zeray before nightfall.
I guess the only thing is Douglan would, maybe go to the group and just be like, I don't know if now's the time to look into this. I'm not sure what can be done other than follow that path that we've been on. And don't we got to get Landis back?
yeah, we need to really get back to the authorities we've been dealing with and the organizations. You know what I mean? Like, and hammer down a plan. We're supposed to meet the Gith at those other smaller portals to try to root out that reinforcement that the Gith are trying to, bring in and all sorts of crap. It's just like,
Yeah, I think we have to get back to the Vanguard leadership.
Yeah.
Right, I forgot her name, but yeah, we have to get back
Supreme
there.
Commander Dragon.
Yeah, Dragona, yeah. We have to get back there and then make
Yeah,
sure.
because, technically speaking, Ronin is with you on behalf of the Vanguard and on behalf of Dragona.
Yes, but we still need to like relay the info, and we said we're going to try to get Vanguard reinforcements to help with us, meet the Gith and Thor are our allies, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
The Gith Yankee are the enemy.
Yeah.
Gith, Gith and Thor are the ones that you've been dealing with. General Barry Mock.
And Yankees.
Good. Let's not tarry any longer. We'll be gone early in the morning.
Yeah. So Douglan's going to thank all of them for their hospitality, and just, it's all part of the day's work. But stay safe, and if they can get through the channels, any updates. But I think we have. Do we have some Vanguard here? No, right? We do. I don't think so.
In
You're-
the Sea of Sand?
No.
You mean?
Yeah.
No.
I don't think we do. That's why we
No,
had
the Vanguard, there's really nothing for the Vanguard to do in the Sea of Sand, so
Yeah.
there have never been Vanguard in the Sea of Sand.
Okay. I'll just double check with Landis to make sure he's got all he needs from here, and then we'll start heading back.
You guys collected what he came, so I mean he's quite content with the fact that he's going back to Windrest with a large bag of Devil's Star diamonds that Obadiah and him can use to continue their research.
Counterintelligence.
Yes. Cool.
All right, just before you retire, Magoria, who is Mother Zandani, she comes and thanks the party, and she reminds everyone that, as before, if the Zandani family can ever be of help, you need only to contact one of the guides in Zray, and they will deliver a message, and the Zandanis will do whatever they can to assist. They are indebted to the guardian angels of their family.
Cool.
All right.
Help we can get.
Everyone hits the hay. You are up early and on your way to Zray, which is not quite a day's travel from the Zandani home. Your day's travel is uneventful between the Zandani home and Zray. As you sort of are moving away from the storms, so you don't really encounter an evening storm as you arrive in Zray. But as you're coming into town, you can see out into the harbor. You immediately identify the Stargazer is anchored out there. Realistically, it's just touching the water to make it look good. But what immediately catches your attention as you're kind of coming down off the dunes down towards the ocean, there is a sizable warship anchored in the bay. And it is flying a Vanguard flag.
Oh, snap.
Cover
Perfect.
has arrived.
You know anything about this, Ronin?
As a matter of fact, I would. Colin?
If I may.
Actually, Ronin, you are as surprised as they are to see a Vanguard ship here.
Time to start talking out your ass. Yep, they're here because of.
But I know everything about it. What's going on?
No, as part of your circles, Ronin, you did not hear anything about the Vanguard coming to this area.
Yeah, we've been gone too long. I'm out of the loop.
Or they have discovered something, perhaps. Maybe organization, like the governing bodies here, sent a message because of the scar stuff going on.
Within the town, so Zure is just like a big yurt-style tent city for the most part.
Yes.
It's it's just all a market and a meeting place for the people of the area. A lot of trading goes on here with outsiders who come to get the glass products that this area is famous for. So you can see down there, there's a big tent set up that's flying Vanguard flags.
Let's make our way there.
Let's head down. Chat with whoever's on that dreadnought, I guess, the captain or something.
I'll as we get closer, I'll kind of pull out my Vanguard medallion.
Ooh, that reminds me. You know how we're all like honorary Vanguardians and stuff?
Yes.
We're the Vanguardian Angels.
Yes.
Finally, we have a name.
We have
Vanguardian
the
Angels.
Vanguardian Angels.
Yes.
The Vanguardian Angels, yes. You arrive at the edge of the Vanguard camp. You're met by some of the soldiers. You show them your Vanguard captain
Badges.
honorary captain amulets, and you are brought to meet with Captain Hamilton, who is running the operation here. So you're brought to one of the tents that's off from the main tent, where Captain Hamilton is seated behind a desk. Please, gentlemen, have a seat. I understand from the soldier that escorted you that you are honorary Vanguard captains. Maybe you can help me understand that?
We're like
you got
Dragon's
some,
best friends.
yeah, you got some time there, lad. And yeah, we'll kind of
Yeah.
Cole's notes.
Half of my friends here.
You are then friends of Dragona?
She gave us these badges.
Yeah.
Personally.
Then most certainly, if there is anything I can do for you, please let me know.
right here.
That's probably a good place to start. Recently, Supreme Commander Dragona ordered our ship, the Gilded Galleon, to take up a position here in Zure as a precaution against rumors of increasing iceborne orc activity in the Sea of Sand. A second ship called the Maelstrom's Edge is due any day with a complement of 200 Vanguard soldiers. It is our orders to start patrolling inland in hopes to show a presence of Vanguard here that may decrease or at least help us understand the iceborne orc activity. We are working with the Penumbra Bards. In particular, a bard named Ren has been gathering intel into the iceborne orcs activity. So this is essentially a cooperative effort between the Penumbra College and the Vanguard to try and stay on top of the situation here in the Sea of Sand.
Good move. It's we've learned some information that these rumors are kind of true, that the orcs are amassing in an area called the Scar, and we have reason to believe it might be where one of these like magical portals might be happening. And anyways, whatever's happening, even the like local creatures and things, magical creatures, are being affected by growing magical energy. So it's a very dangerous, hostile place. So please be very, very careful.
There has begun to open in the eastern region of the wilds. Several Vanguard operatives have been dispatched to confirm if the rumor is true. It would seem that the third gathering has begun.
Yeah. Well, rifts are more random than actual like Ordite portals, aren't they? Because the portals have like actual like arches and stuff, right?
I am not familiar with Ordite, but
Sorry, I was just kind of ruminating amongst my friends too. But yeah,
the rifts are, I mean, from the history we know of them, quite seemingly random. If there is a reasoning or a pattern to them, we do not understand, although there have history books tell us that there are several places, including here in the Sea of Sand, where rifts have opened more than once.
okay, cool. Thanks for the heads up. We really need to get going. We're going to stop by some places. And yeah, I'm sure someone will be in touch with you on the next stage of things. So.
Very well, I'm glad I could share what I knew with you and wish you well on your journey. We will be in constant communication with Supreme Commander Dragon.
Nice.
If there is anything that you wish to know about the situation, I am sure that she will share it with you.
I will let Captain Hamilton know, though. Like, if they do get called to go into the desert, to be careful, because everything's gotten stronger. And what was normally in, standard travel time, you might be, come across things that are a little bit stronger. So heads up.
Understood. We will relay this to our troops.
Cool. We'll go back to our airship, I guess. The Stargazer. Get rolling.
All right. You use your sending stone to contact Murfitz. He sends the little ship rowing in to pick you all up. And you arrive back on the Stargazer. Everyone is very happy to not only see you, but to see that you were successful in finding Landis. And Captain Murfitz, though, he says, I do need to speak to all of you privately, if we could do that right away, like now.
Yep.
Lead the way.
No problem.
You make your way into the Foggy Dreams little pub, and Murphy says, and with Landis, he said, so first of all, Landis, it's great to see you're back. Your grandfather contacted us a couple of days ago and said that Farida has gone missing.
Oh no! It's always something, man. What the hell?
You know what? That's funny because Kogan's always so calm, cool.
Yeah.
But all
Exactly. He's
come on, breaking. That's the breaking point for Kogan. Always
like,
something.
He puts his hand to his forehead. Oh, hey. If it's not the gift Yankee, it's the Paladin.
Obadiah is hoping that when you return Landis, you might be able to assist in finding Verda.
Yeah, I mean, she's pretty important. She's like a portal master, so it's. I already have a few theories of if she's been abducted or something, but.
We could, while we're in flight, I could use the sending stone. We could try and get some more information, or we'll be there in 3 or 4 days. We can get all our answers then. It's up to you.
Oh, send the stone. Send it.
Let them know we're on the way, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Galandis and the
have they started
stones.
an investigation? Like, what do they do?
All right. The the crew sails the Stargazer. It's basically just skimming the water for look, and then as you get out of the bay, you sail off up. The trip will take 4 days to get back to Windrest, so you're going to have a fair bit of time in the sky. You can ask me using the sending stone. It's one question to Obadiah, one answer back. So if you want to fire a few questions that you might ask of him while you're sailing, I could answer those.
What do you think, guys?
Under 25 words.
Well,
Go ahead.
well, I'm curious about what they've turned up in their investigation so far.
Okay, so Murfitz asks Obadiah, what do you know about Farida's disappearance so far?
Yeah.
He replies back that there is no sign of a struggle. All of her belongings were left behind.
Even the staff?
They had the staff hidden away.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah, that was one of the Obadiah hid the staff where you guys went originally with Landis, that sort of hidden place that he has, where Landis found the
Pocket portal.
Yeah, the book and that. Yeah.
Okay, well, there's that at least.
Yeah, that's good news.
Anyone else have any? Next day, we could ask another question, basically. The trip there.
Anything, guys?
You can ask. Well, you'll arrive on the 4th day, so you can ask 3 questions if you like. If you just want to wait until you arrive, you can do that as well.
Good.
Well, yeah, since there's really nothing we can do.
Yeah.
There is not much that you can do. All right. We're a little bit early, but I think I'm going to put the stop on it tonight. This will be a good place to pick up next session as you arrive in Windrest, dropping off Landis and investigating Farida's disappearance.
Cool.
Excellent. Yeah, go ahead.
No,
there,
when we're off air.
Okay. When we're off air. All right, then I will sign us out for the night. Thanks very much, guys. And
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew, 1986, who left a comment on our YouTube page.
Which we should respond to. We should respond.
Subscribe and like.
all right.
Should be like, hey, man, thanks.